Time for movie and series updates that pack a punch. We've got the first details on the Avengers Doomsday trailer and Keanu Reeves' new science fiction movie. Not to mention a completely unexpected The Mummy sequel with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz. Plus, it's official who's directing the Call of Duty film, and it sounds incredibly promising. But news about the Godzilla -1 sequel and KPop Demon Hunters 2 is also waiting for you here in the KinoCheck news. The sequel to Godzilla -1 finally has a title, Godzilla -0. The announcement came on Godzilla Day 2025, along with an official logo. Production will still begin in 2025, with filming taking place in Norway and New Zealand. Unfortunately, nothing about the story or cast has been revealed. The team responsible is the same as for the predecessor, led by Takashi Yamazaki as director and screenwriter. Production is once again in the hands of Japanese studio Toho. Godzilla -1 was a major hit in 2023 and took home the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects. The sequel, Godzilla -0, is scheduled to hit theaters worldwide in late 2026. What do you think? Are you hyped? Or are you more into the American Monsterverse? Let us know in the comments. A new The Mummy sequel with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz. Nobody really saw this coming, but the project is now officially in development. Negotiations are already underway between Universal Pictures and the two lead actors. Fraser and Weisz starred together in the first two movies, though Weisz was replaced in the third installment. Well, this is about to change. The new sequel will completely ignore Part 3. The film will be directed by Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillett, also known as Radio Silence, the duo behind the recent Scream movies and the comedy horror Ready or Not. Please note, this project is not related to Lee Cronin's upcoming The Mummy movie, which will be released soon. It's now titled The Resurrected and is set to hit theaters on April 17th, 2026. What do you think? Are you excited to see the original Mummy heroes return? Or should they make way for new actors? Let us know in the comments below. The year is slowly coming to an end, but we still have plenty of new trailers for summer blockbusters to look forward to. For example, with the release of Zootopia 2 at the end of November, we might even get our first glimpse of Part 3 of Minions. The same goes for Toy Story 5, and the Super Mario Galaxy movie opens in theaters even earlier. So we can expect the official trailer very soon. It's also about time for a first look at the live-action version of Moana starring Dwayne Johnson. The first teaser for Supergirl could drop soon as well. After all, Superman also got its teaser in December. And then there's Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. It's high time for a teaser trailer outside of theaters too. But there's many more trailers on the way. For the full overview, make sure to check out our news article in the KinoCheck app. Hot insider news about the Avengers Doomsday trailer. It's said to spotlight one thing above all, Dr. Doom in action. We're talking about the Marvel teaser that's supposedly set to run before Avatar 3 Fire and Ash, so in mid-December. But that's only half the story. According to sources from the YouTube channel Film Threat, it's actually a full-fledged trailer, featuring the first footage of Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. His interpretation is set to be reminiscent of classic Universal monsters, characters like Dracula or Frankenstein's monster. Apparently, Doom must wear his armor because his body is broken and scarred. He's described as a tragic and broken figure. Downey Jr.'s performance is therefore reportedly drawing strong comparisons to Darth Vader. Now, officially, none of these reports about the Doomsday trailer have been confirmed yet. Still, the timing would make sense for Disney. For example, the first Avatar 3 trailer was originally released exclusively in theaters before screenings of the Fantastic Four. Once the trailer drops, you'll be able to watch it in top quality, ideally via the KinoCheck app. And the movie itself is slated to hit theaters a year later, on December 18th, 2026. Call of Duty is coming to the big screen, and now it's finally clear who will direct the film. Paramount Pictures has secured two major names for the project. Number one is Yellowstone creator Taylor Sheridan, who also wrote the screenplays for hits like Sicario and the neo-western Hell or High Water. Number two is Peter Berg, best known for his collaborations with actor Mark Wahlberg. In fact, all five of Berg's most recent feature films featured Wahlberg as the lead actor, from Lone Survivor to Spencer Confidential. Could this already be a hint at the Call of Duty cast? Berg is teaming up with Sheridan on the screenplay and will also direct the movie. It's not yet known when or where the story will take place. The franchise has covered everything, from historical battles to futuristic warfare. and a release date has yet to be announced. Keanu Reeves in a new science fiction film, teaming up with Deadpool director Tim Miller. The movie is titled Shiver, and according to early reports, is said to be reminiscent of Edge of Tomorrow. Reeves plays a smuggler who finds himself caught in a deadly double cross in the Caribbean, leaving him surrounded by corpses, mercenaries, and sharks, all in a lethal time loop. Now, it sounds insane, but it's absolutely fitting for Tim Miller. The director is an expert in special effects and the mastermind behind the Netflix series Love, Death, and Robots. So this new project with Keanu Reeves is looking very promising. As for when Shiver will hit theaters, well, that's still up in the air. Final negotiations for production are currently underway with Warner Brothers. The Conjuring universe continues to expand. So much for the final chapter. Part 5 is officially in the works. However, it will be a prequel, taking place before the events of the previous movies. The screenplay is being written by the same people behind The Conjuring 4 and The Nun 2. James Wan is also returning as a producer and creative lead. A potential new director is French filmmaker Rodrigue Huart, known for his award-winning horror short films. Since it's a prequel, we could see younger versions of Ed and Lorraine Warren, though no official plot details for The Conjuring 5 have been revealed yet. We'll keep you up to date, as always. Star Wars Rogue Squadron. The planned feature film had been on hold for a long time, but now there's new hope for the project. Insider My Time to Shine Hello reports it's now being reworked as a series for Disney+. Rogue Squadron is based on a popular video game series focusing mainly on spaceship battles. Originally, an action-packed blockbuster movie directed by Patty Jenkins was planned, with a theatrical release slated for December 2023. However, the project faced repeated delays. In early 2024, Jenkins surprisingly announced she was back working on the script, but then things went quiet again. Turning it into a series would be an interesting choice. After all, space battles are quite expensive to produce. But on the other hand, it's been very quiet around Star Wars live-action series. Officially, only the second season of Ahsoka is in the works. Insiders, however, suspect that new projects are already being developed behind the scenes. A Rogue Squadron series could possibly arrive as early as 2027. We'll have to wait and see if these rumors turn out to be true. K-pop Demon Hunters fans are celebrating. There's finally an official statement about Part 2. Netflix and Sony have now officially announced the sequel, and at the same time, revealed when K-pop Demon Hunters 2 will be released. However, a lot of patience is required. The release is not planned until 2029. Of course, this is unfortunate for fans. Then again, the elaborate animations also take time. It's also a good sign that the creators are taking the time they need, rather than rushing a poor sequel just to cash in on the hype. Behind the scenes, there's still some discussions going on. For instance, it's unclear whether the sequel will premiere in theaters first or be released directly on Netflix again. Either way, there's plenty of material for the sequel. Director Maggie Kang has already mentioned that the story of Mira and Zoe in particular had to be heavily cut for Part 1, so there's still lots of potential for new adventures. We're excited to find out what's coming next. One Piece Season 2 is about to set sail, but there's already news about Season 3. For a long time, there were rumors about the casting of Portuguese D. Ace, the supposed brother of Luffy. Now those rumors have finally come true. Netflix announced that Zola Mariduena will take on the role. He's best known for his work in the series Cobra Kai and the superhero film Blue Beetle. In addition to Mariduena, another new cast member was recently confirmed. The flamboyant character Bon Clay will be played by Cola Scola. Filming for the third season is set to begin later this year in Cape Town. But first, Season 2 awaits us on Netflix starting March 10th, 2026. Which news brightened your day, and which one annoyed or frustrated you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments, and feel free to like the video if you enjoyed this kind of content. See you next time, your KinoCheck team. And in case you missed it, here's more news that will pique your interest. Grown Ups 3 is coming. We've had to wait 12 years. But in just a few months, filming will finally begin. Once again, the story centers around Adam Sandler's character, who inherits an old summer camp and, of course, immediately drums up his old crew. The full cast has not been confirmed yet, but we're willing to bet that Kevin James, Chris Rock, David Spade, and Rob Schneider will be back as well. This summer, Kevin James was asked whether Grown Ups 3 was still happening. His very precise answer? I think there have been recent conversations. And I think you can keep hope alive. I would keep a lot of hope alive. And I think it's happening. Something's happening, I can say that. The film will once again be directed by Dennis Dugan, just like the first two installments. So basically nothing's changed there. There is no release date yet, but with a movie like this, it could even make it to theaters as early as 2026. Sonic back in theaters, but in a different way than usual. An insider says the movie might get a new title, and there's a good reason for it. Instead of Sonic the Hedgehog 4, we're likely to get Sonic CD. Fans will immediately recognize that there is no coincidence. Sonic CD was one of the most creative games on the Sega CD. In it, the blue hedgehog lands on a little planet, which appears once a year above Never Lake. Here, the past, present, and future collide. But Dr. Robotnik changed the planet and wants to steal the so-called Time Stones. His goal? To manipulate time. So what does this mean for the movie? According to the report, we can expect some cool time travel action for Sonic and his friends. The focus will apparently be on the darker version of the future. Particularly exciting are the roles of Amy Rose and Metal Sonic. At the end of Part 3, they and several Sonic robots already made an appearance. The question is how their story will continue. In the game, Amy Rose is kidnapped by Metal Sonic, and our hero has to rescue her. But we're fairly sure Amy will also pack a punch in the movie. After all, she doesn't carry her hammer around just for fun. Let's see how much of the game the movie ends up incorporating. We're sure to be in for a surprise or two. The movie will hit theaters on March 19th, 2027. The Mario universe is about to get huge. Nintendo is reportedly planning several new movies. We recently told you about the upcoming Donkey Kong film, but according to insider My Time to Shine Hello, that's just the beginning. There's now talk of spin-offs for Luigi's Mansion and Princess Peach. Ultimately, it'll all culminate in a big finale, a Super Smash Bros. Movie. This would bring all the characters together, kind of like Marvel's Avengers. The insider source has been right many times before, though not always. Nintendo has not made a statement about the report yet. The only official news for now is the theatrical release of the Super Mario Galaxy movie on April 3rd, 2026. What do you think? Would you welcome a Super Mario cinematic universe? And which characters should definitely get their own movie? We look forward to your suggestions in the comments.